Welcome to Israeli Yellow Nation, the show that brings you the stories behind Maccabi Electra Tel Aviv, the EuroLeague champion. Today we'll start with Brian Randall, who played for 6 years in the Israeli League before joining Maccabi. Now, one thing all players already know about this guy is that you really don't want him to guard you. And here is what they don't know.
Hello, Maccabi Nation. My name is Brian Randall, number 7 from Maccabi Tel Aviv. My nonverbal motivation, I guess, I try to just be an example. And for me, it's worked pretty well. I do what the team needs on any given night, and that's fine with me. I prefer it that way. This is being a part of history. You know, if you look around this room, the pictures, the articles, especially as a foreigner, you know, to say that a team considered you to be up to a certain level or a certain caliber, you know, considered you enough to bring you in to be a part of this is, I mean, it's special. You know, they're there before the first player gets there, and they're there until the last player leaves the locker room. I mean, without fans, this is just like a big empty building. I'll do my best to give a picture, give an autograph, because they're important, and they play a huge role in the success of this team and this club.
סופו עכשיו, 3 שחקנים בצהוב, אל ההתקפה, רנדל, איזה סל, ועבירה, בריאן רנדל.
The vegetables, to tell you the truth, me and my wife, every time we go home, we talk about how good the produce is here, and we brag about it like we did something, but yeah, I mean, we like the vegetables. I play Frisbee golf as often as I can, and I'm pretty good. Fried chicken.
Everything's fried with you guys. What's wrong?
We're American.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're black, so. I used to, but as soon as I got married, man, my wife took over. She's pretty good. She's pretty good. How to Get Away with Murder and Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Hey, Arya's tough. Like, she's getting a little dark though. Like, she's just going around killing people right now, so. My inspiration is my father. He's gone through some things in his life, growing up in Mississippi, dealing with, you know, racism. My father's black, marrying a white woman, you know, during that time, having to go to war. I mean, he's gone through a lot, and I can look at him and be proud. I for sure married up, I know that. I've got an unbelievable wife. I couldn't have asked for anything better. She's back there doing something silly. You can't put that in talking serious about my wife now. Some people want fame, some people want money, some people want endorsement deals, and some people just want to compete. And I think for guys that want to compete, to be able to say, like, I played in the EuroLeague, played against this guy and this team and this coach. When you finish with your career, that's something that you look back upon and have a great sense of pride, you know, about what you did.
Okay, you guys will probably cut this, but he's very low key. I'm not. I'm gonna speak for him on this. If he's not an inspiration to every single player that watches a game of basketball, they're crazy. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not saying it because he's my friend. He's a great guy on and off the court. I'll toot his own horn for him, pause. But he's a hell of a guy. He's a hell of a guy. I'm happy to play with him again.
We can end on that.
Pause.
I don't need to say anything else.
Love this guy.
That's why I love Parma, man.
Next on Israeli Yellow Nation, the Lions of Europe face off against the EuroLeague champions.
Welcome to the EuroLeague Top 16, where every match now requires more intensity and aggressiveness as the best clubs across Europe start raising their defensive level.
Every game in the EuroLeague Top 16 is a dogfight. And that's the way it was in the first meeting in Athens against Panathinaikos, Maccabi Tel Aviv's longtime rival. The Yellows got off to a great start with stunning fast breaks that immediately made it to the plays of the week and took a promising lead at halftime, 43-39.
מרגו מרים את זה, שואו טיים של מכבי, איזה טירוף כאן.
The third quarter kept going on the same track. Three-pointers by Nate Linhart in his best game so far with the team kept Maccabi in the lead. Then, Brian Randall with 6 straight points gave Maccabi a 4-point lead at the start of the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, the Yellows ran out of gas as the Greeks' point guard A.J. Slaughter, a Western Kentucky product, was on fire from all over the court, giving the Greeks an 83-76 win. The following week, Maccabi hosted Telekom Belgrade, the Serbian team with the gigantic center Boban Marjanovic, who stands at 7'2" and is projected to be a top draft pick in the NBA. The mission to stop him was on the Yellow center Big Sofo, and he delivered. Maccabi's current team is characterized by their outstanding running game, and when you have Tyus and Randall at the finish, the Yellow fans enjoy every moment. The trend continued in the second half as Maccabi kept flying to the hoop, and the Serbian team was no match for the EuroLeague champs, who won 77-59. The following week brought one of the most respected teams on the continent to Tel Aviv, Barcelona. Maccabi hadn't beaten the Spanish team in 5 long years. From the start, it was evident that this game was going to be a close one. Hoops on both ends of the court and tough, aggressive defense. Maccabi got the first run of the game as Sofo, with a number of great moves in the paint, gave the Yellows a 36-28 lead at the half.
In this game, the ball goes to Sofo for the slam and the foul by Blyce. Jeremy Pargo, give him credit.
In the third quarter, Jeremy Pargo showed why he's one of the best point guards on the continent and sank some of his crazy shots.
Out to Pargo, 3 on the shot clock, takes it from way downtown. Jeremy Pargo!
A wild 3 by Linhart made it 53-47 to the Yellows at the end of the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, Ante Tomic, the Spaniards' great center, all EuroLeague first team for the last 2 years, was unstoppable as he gave the Spaniards the lead. Pargo and Smith put Maccabi back in the picture, but it was a close game right down to the wire. A great steal by Mario Hezonja made it 68-66 Maccabi. Smith lost the ball and the Spaniards had 1 possession left to win the game. But Smith didn't give up. And with an incredible block on Mache Lampe, who is a full head taller, brought Maccabi a huge win and gave the fans and players a reason to celebrate. 70-68 to the Yellows. A week later, Maccabi Tel Aviv traveled to Lithuania for a tough game against Žalgiris Kaunas. The Lithuanians opened well, led by Arturas Milaknis, who opened with 4 threes. A 12-0 run by Maccabi near the end of the first half and an awesome dunk by Alex Tyus made it 40-37 Maccabi. The Lithuanians retook the lead with 3-pointers by James Anderson, who played 3 years for the San Antonio Spurs. But in the fourth quarter, 9 unanswered points by Jeremy Pargo, who finished with 8 assists, sealed the deal. At the end, 73-66 to the Yellows, who came away with a key win on the road. Then came the game all of Europe was waiting for. Maccabi Tel Aviv hosted Real Madrid in a rematch of the EuroLeague final from last season. As the game started, Maccabi's Greek center, Sophoklis Hotsianitis, took over the paint under the Spaniards' basket, scoring 10 of Maccabi's first 12 points in the game. The Spaniards, who were considered the most talented team in Europe, got back into the game mostly thanks to veteran player Felipe Reyes, who is in great shape, and Real's center, Ioannis Barosis, who cut through Maccabi's defense. The game was close for its entire length. A surprising contribution for Maccabi was newcomer Marquise Haynes, who has become known mainly for his defensive skills, was on fire from outside the arc, finishing the game with 5 3-pointers with great percentages. Young Sylvan Landsberg also revealed great promise, and of course Jeremy Pargo showed us some outstanding assists. The tension flowed into the final seconds. With 24 seconds to go, Smith, with a great drive to the basket, made it 88-83 to Maccabi. The Spaniards responded with a quick 3 by Sergio Yol and sent Joe Alexander to the foul line for 2 crucial shots. Alexander didn't disappoint and gave Maccabi a huge victory over one of the greatest rivals for the European title.
This is the power of this team. And as one unit, we will keep going forward, guys. We didn't do nothing yet. We collect wins. We collect win after win. Okay? Let's go.
Nice way, nice way.
After that victory, Maccabi claimed first place in their group, while Real Madrid, with the same number of points, is in second place. The ticket for the quarterfinals looks closer than ever. Next on Israeli Yellow Nation, Maccabi Tel Aviv reaches out to the community.
Maccabi Tel Aviv is all about tradition. To make sure the success of the team continues, you have to take care of the next generations. Therefore, the team founded its very own basketball academy. So if you are under 18-year-old playing basketball, you're looking for a home and a family, this might be the right place for you.
The idea behind this academy is to develop players with the Maccabi mentality. I mean, we want to build the winner players for our first team.
We have a professional responsibility for Israeli basketball, for the national team, and of course for ourselves, to help young Israeli kids become professional basketball players.
Caspi on the drive, lays it up. What a shot by Omri Caspi.
Gal Mekel and Omri Caspi are exactly the reason why we're investing in young Israeli players. Our social responsibility is for young kids. When they see Gal Mekel and Omri Caspi making it in the US, and they feel like they have the chance to fulfill their dream as well. So for us, the dream is to create more and more Caspis, more and more Mekels in the future.
Maccabi understands that they must support young basketball players off the court as well as on. And for that reason, the club founded a residence which has, in essence, become a second home for the youngsters who have left their families in order to fulfill a dream.
This program dedicates them to be professional basketball. The way of life, the nutrition, psychologies that give them the right way and build them also mentality.
One of the things that was very important to us in this cooperation, that these kids will not be just an athlete, basketball player, which also studying will be in a high level.
הקבוצה הזו היא קבוצה מאוד איכותית.
It's a very high-quality group. Outstanding children who are very ambitious, have great perseverance, and are highly motivated. Our aspiration is that upon their graduation, their academic grades will be at the level of their sports achievements.
The man behind the initiative of the academy is Avi Evan, Maccabi Tel Aviv's head scout.
In the past few years, I've been traveling around the world to watch academies and to learn what will be the best academy and it fits to the Israeli mentality.
So we traveled around the world a little bit, and we went to see how they work in high school basketball and college basketball in the US. We also traveled around Europe, and we saw a few academies in Europe. And the one we felt is most suitable for the Israeli player is actually the Croatian model, both on the mental side and the professional side. It also helps having Nikola Vujicic, our legendary player, as a manager in the team. And Nikola is a Croatian basketball player, grew up in Croatia, knows the Croatian system.
It's just a different system, you know. You have to practice, and then it's like an artist. You have to prepare yourself, and then you have your show, you know. So it's the same in the basketball. They have to practice, and then the show.
The jewel in the crown of Maccabi's academy is Dragan Bender, a 17-year-old from Croatia who stands at 6'11". Bender was named a standout of the last Under-18 European Championships and has sparked a lot of interest from many colleges in the U.S. But Bender chose to remain close to someone he describes as his spiritual and professional father, Nikola Vujicic.
Nikola Vujicic is my second father, yeah. Because I know him like when I was 12 or 13 years old. I don't know. I met him first time, and from that point he was so good person to have near me. And in the end, when I look, I choose Maccabi because first of all of him. And
these kind of kids we would like to have in the academy, the one that are really committed to success. I think Dragan is something really special with the highest talent really you can find. But from talent to player, he still needs to work a lot.
For Maccabi Tel Aviv, the community and the close connection with the state of Israel provides a focus on a much larger goal.
We also aim to bring young Jewish players, mostly from the US, who want to come over to Israel and start a life here and hopefully become professional basketball players here in Israel, in Maccabi.
It's the pleasure and the greatness of the basketball game, how we bring close people with no difference of colors, of race, and this is something that we love to do.
Maccabi Tel Aviv is an integral part of the Israeli society, and therefore promoting social issues is one of the primal things on the team's agenda. Maccabi invested a lot of effort to make this basketball court a dream come true for the kids of Ibim, and today the veterans of Maccabi, former star players, are about to come here and interact with the kids through the game of basketball.
Part of the project of Maccabi Spirit, we find that they don't get enough. For us to give them a bit boost, bring them to Maccabi, to Nokia, to see games, to get some basketballs and shirts, for them it means a lot. And now if you can see them running on the court happy, so it means for us a lot, because we think they deserve to be same like any other Israeli kid.
We are now in Ibim, a community center in the south of Israel, only 4 kilometers away from the border of Gaza and Israel. And this place is a community integration center for about 400 Jewish Ethiopians who decided to make Israel their home and immigrated here. Moshe, tell us about this integration center.
Ibim Immigration Center was established by the Jewish Agency for Israel. We have over 400 immigrants here, and for the next 2 years, we will prepare them for real life. How to deal with the modern world and the new house.
Due to this place's proximity to the border with Gaza, it had suffered many bombardments before, and this is a shelter where you should hide in case rockets are being fired from the Gaza Strip.
In this summer, some rockets exploded in their village, some meters from here, and nobody, even one of the immigrants left the area, left the village. They stayed here.
When I first came, it was a culture shock. The language, I'm still having problems. After almost 40 years, I'm still having problems with it. But everything seems, it took a little time, but everything fell into place. More difficult when you're a child, but it has a common language. No matter which sport it is, it's a common language once you get on the field.
I tell you something, Maccabi Tel Aviv, it's a great club. It's an international club that has influence on hundreds, thousands, and millions of people around the world, especially in Israel, but all over the world. And for us to be able to contribute a little bit, to show them that no matter who you are, no matter what your name is, you can play basketball together, you can share the ball, you can share the game, you can share the spirit, and this is the main thing. And it's a message that we deliver to the kids, and hopefully they will take it with them to their community and to their life in general.
Now, this was one inspiring activity, but sadly, that is all we have time for today. In the meantime, you can keep following Maccabi's special features on our Twitter, Facebook, YouTube channel, and our website. Till next time, Shalom from Tel Aviv.